What's good, YouTube? Vakasa Cobby here. So, we're diving into another one from John English. This is the Turn the Page cover. I decided we'll do this one next for him because it popped up at the end of the last video that we did for him. I really enjoyed that one, the storytelling, and that was fucking fantastic. Hollywood 7, that was an awesome song. So, I'm excited to see what he does with Turn the Page. This is one of my favorite songs ever. I love this song. Metallica did a really good version of it too. Bob Seger is the original performer of this, and it was produced by Punch Andrews. Yes, Punch Andrews and Bob Seger on production. This was released in 1973 is when this came out. So let's see what John English does with this for us. I'm really excited to check this out for you guys. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe for me. We talk about mental health, addiction, world issues, everything in between. Break down all the lyrics, instrumentation, stage performance, lighting. I like going and diving the whole 9 yards into breaking the lyrics down. Really means the world to me whenever we can get the meanings of these lyrics and apply them to our own lives and help our own selves with the concepts inside of the songs. And you can feel less alone. You can describe things that are difficult to put in a conversation format when you're just talking to someone a lot of the time. Music can express things that are difficult to express. That's my favorite thing about it. And we get to really break that down and talk about it on here. It's a blessing to be on here with you guys. I say this in every video. If you are struggling with a mental health struggle or an addiction struggle, please go get professional help. That's what I did for myself through my own addiction struggles and struggle with mental health. I had to go get professional help multiple times, and it finally stuck the last time, and now I'm heading up to 16 months of no alcohol and over 4 years of no hard drugs, and it's been a hell of a journey. I'm really blessed to be on here talking to you guys. I put myself through hell, and it was definitely a fucking rough time, man. It was a rough time for me, and I'm fortunate to be here talking to you. So I like to encourage you guys to go get the same help for yourself if you're going through those things. This is off of the Back in 72 album, is what the album was called. Track 5 off of Back in 72. So, let's check this out and see what John English does with Turn the Page. I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Vakasa Kavi. A reaction video a day or two. Keep the doctor away. Fuck those apples. We got John English's cover of Turn the Page. He's got a thing for Omaha, apparently. Just listen to an engine moaning out a one-note song, and you think about some woman or the girl you knew the night before. Man, his aura is wild. But your thoughts will soon be wandering the way they always do when you're riding 16 hours with nothing there to do. You don't feel much like riding, you just wish the trip was through. What you gonna do? I love that they just have the stage blacked out with a single light that kind of shines on him barely. His aura is what lights up that stage at this moment of the performance, and it's a powerful one. His energy is strong, man. I like it. The lyrics to this song are so classic. The story inside of this song is one of my favorite stories that's ever been told in music format. It's such a brilliant depiction of a traveling artist's life. On a long and lonesome highway east of Omaha, listen to the engine moaning out his one-note song. Think about the woman or the girl you knew the night before. Never satisfied, right? It's insatiable when you live that kind of life, the road life, where you're just bouncing off of people's energy a lot. It gets sticky, right? It gets bad in a lot of emotional aspects, and any artist will tell you that it gets very empty at some point whenever it comes to those things. The women, the girls that they get involved with on the road, it becomes very heartless at a certain point. They will tell you that, many of them. Your thoughts will soon be wandering the way they always do when you're riding 16 hours and there's nothing there to do. You don't feel much like riding, you just wish the trip was through. He's describing the in between of the glory that you see. And this is what Bob Seger was doing. And he did a brilliant job at it. Up the coast, right? The whole way up the coast, if you're fucking talking about the states here, if you go from Pennsylvania down to Florida, it's pretty much exactly 16 hours. It's a long fucking way to go, man. I've made that trip many, many times in my fucking life. I know all about a 16-hour trip, and no, you do not feel like riding by the time it's through at all. But he's describing how, as an artist, that's what he's doing every day. Imagine doing that every day. Like, yeah, it's fun, and it's great to go play your music and everything, but there's also an undertone of loneliness and drifting to it. Like, if you're not able to travel with the people that you love or the people that you like to have around, if they're not around during your travels or whatever while you're working, it can very much so become an extremely empty feeling, and the void gets filled with the women and the drugs and everything else in between in most instances. Here I am on the road again, there I am on the stage, here I go playing the star again, there I go, turn the page. Playing the star again, right? He's saying, listen to this regular scenario that I deal with every single day, though. And that's my favorite thing about this song, is how real it is. Here I am. Here I am, up on the stage. Here I go, playing the star again. There I go, turning the page, turn it over. He's got some, like, sort of Alice Cooper vibes going on, like, similar. Just the way his hair is, and I'm pretty sure he's wearing the black eyeliner, too, with a little stretch band. It's like a little exercise kind of band around his head. He looks like he's getting ready to fight someone in, like, a classic 80s karate movie, but at the same time looks gothic, like Alice Cooper vibes, right? It's kind of like this weird in between with him, with his style. I fuck with it. I like it. He's eccentric, and I like people that are like that. But yeah, I like their take on this. It's a different approach than anyone I've heard before. Metallica heavied it up super, super much. Bob Seger was a very classic rock approach, and this is like a really heavy rock, sort of in the vein of like an Alice Cooper kind of vibe, actually, with his approach to this. It's an interesting take on the song, and I like it. I like that he made it his own, and he's even like shifting the cadence into his own way of bopping it around. I like shit like this. I like whenever a cover is done like this. He's doing good so far. The band sounds good. I like that lighting too. Okay, here we go. Okay, he's 80s in it up right here. He's an interesting character. I'll tell you what, the piano's going crazy in this. You hear that piano in the background? They just really heavied this up into like a 80s belting kind of vibe, and I like that about it. That's really cool that they did that. This second verse is one of my favorite music verses ever written, actually. like I told you guys, this is one of my all-time favorite songs. But this second verse specifically right here is one of my favorite fucking verses that's ever been written in music. You walk into a restaurant all strung out from the road, and you feel the eyes upon you as you're shaking off the cold. You pretend it doesn't bother you, but you just want to explode. He's describing, not only is he describing being recognized in a lot of instances, probably, right? Bob Seger was big shit. He was a big deal, man, right? A lot of people forget that name in the conversation of music greats. It's a name that you don't always hear get brought up. But Bob Seger is easily, I would say, one of the top 20 best artists of this time period, specifically, where he was writing shit like this, easily in the top 20 for all time artists, right? But he's describing being recognized, but also he's already been being looked at so much, like on stage and stuff, that when he walks into the restaurant, he doesn't want anyone to look at him. Because he's been being gawked at and, like, sought over visually, right? And he's like, fuck, stop looking at me. Leave me alone. That's the vibe. And it's like that. It really is. That can be overwhelming. If you don't feel good that day, you're tired as fuck, you've had maybe a rough night or whatever, you're just feeling like you're missing people, or had a crazy situation with a woman, or whatever a rock star has going on at the moment. You know how they were back then. It was a crazy time. Most times you can't hear them talk, other times you can. All the same old cliches. Is it a woman? Is it a man? That's describing like a small town like cafe kind of vibe, like, right? That's what he's kind of describing there, is where those stereotypes would have existed back then. The same old cliches. Is it a woman? Is it a man? You always seem outnumbered, so you don't dare make a stand. He's saying, I want to fucking explode and tell you people to shut the hell up, because I deal with enough of this stuff already as it is, because I'm a rock star. He says, but there's so damn many of you that I'm not going to say anything, because it's just going to cause this whole place to get tore up, right? From the floor up. Yeah, it'd be like that. It's one of my favorite verses in music ever. It's very real. It's one of the realest fucking verses ever written. Shout out to Bob Seger for that one. Yeah.
Millions of miles away. Every ounce of energy you try to give away. And it all comes out your body like the music.
Wow. They're doing their own thing with this. I love that lighting. That's beautiful. Oh.
Back home in your beds with echoes of our amplifiers ringing around your head. Smoke another cigarette and you think about what I said and remember.
Man. They did it. That was so unique. It's so unique. I like it. It got really like psychedelic, but like creepy at the same. It was creepy, like space vibes mixed with the psychedelic kind of vibes. His whisper tones come out of nowhere whenever he gets into it. He's feeling himself. This is a very, very passionate performance from John English right here. He's feeling it. I love whenever we get stuff that's very emotionally driven like this. The cadence is very, very freeform. He's really taken it and just spaced those words out into a unique cadence, running them along very differently than the original, putting pauses in different spots, hitting a whisper in the middle of a sentence. Like, yeah, That's unique right there. I fuck with what he did with this. That's really different. I've never heard it like this, and I like that. This third verse, another one. This, like I said, this is one of the best songs ever written. So every verse is amazing in it. This third verse, out there in the spotlight, you're a million miles away. Every ounce of energy you try to give away. Says, I'm trying to make you feel something. That's my job. Right. And that's what he's saying in that part of the song. I have to make you feel something. That's my job here. Facts as an artist. Yep. Trying to give them the best show possible. The sweat pours out your body like the music that you play later in the evening as you lie awake in bed with the echoes from the amplifiers ringing in your head. Yeah, it's like that, man. Yep, you play a loud show. As somebody who played drums in metal bands when I was younger, yeah, that ringing stays for a minute. You go to bed with it for sure, especially if you don't have earplugs in whenever you play. I didn't always wear earplugs. Rarely did I ever, right? Because I was just like that, man. I didn't care. Said, you smoked the day's last cigarette, remembering what she said. Which one? That's the question in this song. Which one?
Here I am, still on the road again. I said, here I am.
Look at that lighting. It's got so bright there. Now, ooh, nice switches. Hold on. We gotta take that back. That lighting switch was so smooth. That was a really, really smooth switch on that lighting right there. Hold on. Look at this. Nice. Into the bright, and then it flashes. Yeah, that's nice. Following the drum hits. Yeah. Oh, that was smooth as hell. Did you see? He threw his microphone into his other hand, but it was so smooth. That was really smooth. I love whenever we catch little stuff like that. Forency does that too. You gotta watch out for John, man. John does tricks that you can't even see unless you like practically put the fucking video in slow motion. This trick he just did right here, other John English, right? Because we got Farnsey doing shit like that a lot too, but other John English over here has fucking done that so quickly that it just looks like it appeared in his other hand, right? It just looks like it materialized because of how quick he threw it. You'd have to slow it down to actually see that transfer properly. I love whenever they do little tricks like that and we catch them. Sometimes we miss them and you guys yell at me in the comments for it, right? Yeah, snatched it. Wait, when the hell did it get back into the other hand? See what I mean? I looked away for 1 second and it was back in his other hand. Hold on. There it is. Oh, that lighting is epic, dude. Great on the lighting crew, man. Wow. Kudos to the lighting. Beautiful, man. I love it. Boom. Get it. And the video stops there. It had to glitch for itself. She was real. That'll be the next one we do. We'll just let the recommended pick the John English songs for us because apparently it wants to. Damn. This is awesome right here. I love stuff like this. This was a really good cover of a Bob Seger song right here. Turn the Page. Like I said, I've heard many covers of this song, but this one right here, easily the most unique one that I have heard, bro. This is the most unique one that I have heard. I really, really love this a whole lot. John English is different, man. I don't know what to expect with his music now. Like, he took this cover and really made it his own. I like how they dropped down the third verse and he had that really, like, free and open kind of cadence with the whispers inside of it and everything like that. Interesting pauses and way of carrying out the cadence inside of that drop down, slow down section. This is really cool right here. I enjoyed this. The lighting crew, I don't know what lighting crew they hired for this show right here, but I hope that they paid them very, very well because my goodness, that's some of the best lighting we've ever seen on a performance. Really, that was so good. The way it followed, the drum hits and everything, the fucking sections where it's like the bum ba dum bum with those fucking accented hits that are very heavy on the cymbals and everything, with the snare drum and the cymbals and the fills in between. The lighting followed all of that. They like structured that very well and pulled it off very well. John's voice sounded amazing in the belting sections too. He can belt for sure. He's got a powerful voice. I wasn't sure what to like anticipate whenever it came to him belting because he was sort of a little bit more laid back in the Hollywood 7 song, right? He was a little bit chill in that one. This, he fucking full on belted it, and now we got to see that side of him, and I'm excited to check out other songs from him. He's a very interesting artist. The band sounded fantastic. I loved this. Original video in the description. As always, subscribe to John, support the artists we have on the channel. It's what we do this for, get the music out into the world related to our own lives. This song is a classic about being on the road and what it's like to have the frustrations of a rock star life sometimes. And Bob did a great job of writing it and telling an honest story inside of it that can be very relatable to anyone who is trying to live that life and be a musician or a traveling artist of any kind, really, right? I love this a whole lot. Fucking awesome cover right here. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Like I always say, please get that professional help if you're struggling with addiction or mental health issues. Live your best life. Chase your dreams. Make that shit come true. We all deserve it. You guys can do it. I believe in you. You got this, man. Promise you guys, you got this. Just go do it. We're going to get out of here. I love you. I'm Vakasa Kavi. A reaction video a day or two. Keep the doctor away. Fuck those apples. Leave a like for me. Comment those suggestions. Subscribe up this way. Bang the notification bell for me. I'll see you guys in the next one. I love you so much. Thank you for everything. Have a blessed night. Peace.